Kwan was everybody's favorite. Everybody's favorite.
Kwan loved his daughter, and he loved Kina too much, and she didn't give a rat's about him.
I'm gonna miss my nephew, and I love him so much.
We're still trying to grasp it. He was so mild-mannered and so giving that you just couldn't ask for a better son, a better nephew.
The story today is on Kwan Winston Jr., a 27-year-old who was killed by his 23-year-old girlfriend Sakina Muhammed after she filed numerous complaints against him. The couple's relationship was toxic and unhealthy. After welcoming his first kid with Sakina, Kwan, whom his family characterized as a compassionate and loving partner and father, realized how much life was worth. In addition to loving his partner, he also adored his child. He hoped that perhaps in the future they might get married and expand their family. Before we begin this video, we would like to express our deepest sympathies to the family and friends who were severely affected by this horrible crime. We would also like to send condolences to Kwan's family and friends. Today's case takes us to Wyoming. Wyoming is a state located in the western United States. It has a population of around 580,000 residents, making it the least populous state in the country. Wyoming is situated in the mountainous region of the western United States, bordered by Montana to the north, South Dakota and Nebraska to the east, Colorado to the south, Utah to the southwest, and Idaho to the west. Wyoming is home to diverse wildlife species, including bison, elk, moose, grizzly bears, wolves, and bald eagles, making it a popular destination for wildlife enthusiasts and nature lovers. Kwan had a romantic relationship with Sakina Muhammed. Their love was so intense that it caused Sakina to become pregnant, and together they welcomed a lovely daughter. After a while, things began to go in a separate direction even though they were living together. They were involved in domestic violence. Winston was charged with assault with intent to cause serious bodily harm and strangulation on January 16, 2022. Sakina, his girlfriend, was identified as the victim. The charge was dropped, and on January 19, 2022, he was charged with severe assault and domestic battery. However, Muhammad had a pattern of filing charges, then dropping them. There are claims that she occasionally failed to appear for her scheduled court appearances. Sakina would not even appear in court on a few of those scheduled court days. Every time Kwan and his family members attempted to work out their differences, Muhammad reportedly became irrationally hostile and violent toward them. Muhammad would even kick out multiple windows in the properties owned by Kwan's family. Winston was not allowed to be living with Sakina despite having entered a not guilty plea to 2 counts of aggravated assault. Following a complaint by Muhammad's mother that she overheard her daughter and Winston fighting over the phone, the Wyoming police were called at the apartment at approximately 10 p.m. on March 13, 2022. When the cops arrived, Kwan was found shot in the head, lying against the door at the bottom of the stairwell. Sakina and her little daughter had left the residence following the incident. The following day, Muhammad and her daughter were discovered, the child was given to her family, and Sakina was apprehended and remanded in custody while prosecutors determined her imminent destiny. According to reports, the couple's relationship was tumultuous, with regular disputes.
The defense attorney for a Wyoming woman charged with the murder of her boyfriend is speaking out, saying his client acted in self-defense.
Sakina Muhammed was arraigned this morning in court. The shooting happened at her apartment on Taft Avenue on Sunday. 13 on your side's Carla Byron joining us now in studio. And Carla, what is he saying tonight?
Anthony Green's asking why charges were brought against his client. He claims she was in fear for her life.
My client has been brutalized by this individual over years.
Anthony Green says his client, Sakina Muhammed, is innocent and shot and killed her boyfriend, Kwan Winston, in self-defense.
My client has told the police that he was strangling her, and out of desperation, she responded, and that's the only reason this incident took place. He shouldn't have been there. We wouldn't be here.
Green says Muhammad was home at her and Winston's shared apartment on Taft Avenue Sunday with her 11-month-old daughter when Winston showed up there. Green says Winston had been ordered out of the apartment and was in violation of a no-contact order. He was out on bond and was awaiting sentencing for an assault charge that happened in January, in which he pled down to a misdemeanor.
This has been reported to the police over a long period of time about the abuse that she was suffering from this individual, okay? And nothing was done. Charges would be brought, they'd slap him on the wrist, and then they'd let him go.
Court records show Muhammad failed to appear in at least one case. It's unclear if this is what led to the reduced charges. However, Green says this.
If the prosecutor wants you to show up, they issue a subpoena, because you can't just walk away from your job and keep it and say, oh, I'm going to court, okay? She was not subpoenaed. She was not subpoenaed. That's, again, someone dropping the ball.
A probable cause affidavit states Muhammad armed herself with a firearm and shot Winston one time in the arm and head. Green says his client did have a legally registered firearm.
I did make contact with Winston's family members today to talk with them about the case, and we'll hear from them tonight at 11. The Kent County Prosecutor's Office couldn't comment on the pending case, Kirk.
According to reports, Muhammad announced on social media that she was single 30 minutes before the shooting. Sakina then told police that Winston choked her before the shooting and that she feared for her life. Witnesses claimed to hear the pair arguing before Kwan began pleading for his life, but Muhammad refused and said no, he was dead before the shot was fired.
Two witnesses who lived in an apartment on Taft Avenue beneath defendant Sakina Muhammed say they heard Muhammad and her boyfriend, Kwan Winston, arguing the evening of the shooting on March 13th.
So he was about ready to leave, or trying to leave. But I could hear her screaming at him and saying that he's gonna die and he's gonna die tonight or something.
He was asking her, please let me go. And she goes, no, bro, you're dead.
Sakina Muhammed was found guilty of shooting and killing her ex-boyfriend Kwan Winston in 2022. Her attorney, however, said it was an act of self-defense, but a county jury found her guilty of murder. The judge then sentenced her to life in prison without the possibility of parole, as well as a 24-month sentence for the felony firearm conviction. Muhammad's lawyers say they intend to appeal. Winston was a devoted father who loved his daughter to the utmost. His family will remember him as a caring and hospitable individual who loved and protected those dear to his heart. May his family find comfort with the fact that justice was served. If you would like to stay updated with this type of content, please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you on the following video.